We'll begin our practice today by just lifting the arms with the inhalation. We'll inhale and lift the arms and lift the gaze and look up. And exhale, just relax the arms back down by your side, using the breath to create the movement. And inhale, we lift the arms and lift the gaze and look up. And exhale, just release the arms, draw the tailbone down to the floor, relax the shoulder. Roll the toes under, and we're going to take our hips up and back. This is now called downward facing dog pose. Try bending your knees as a way to warm up into this pose. Drop your head down between your arms. Try to roll your shoulders away from your ears as much as you can. And just more important than anything else is focus on the breath. You always want to be tipping the sitting bones back and up as you relax the crown of the head down to try to achieve maximum length, the full length of the spine from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. You want it to be long and open. Hold your left knee with your right hand and cross it all the way across the top of the body over to the other side. And see, maybe you can bring it down to the floor. Remember, you can use your hand to apply a little pressure to bring that knee down to the floor. Turn your head to the opposite side and try to breathe a little space into your chest, into your shoulders, and into your upper back. If you have been practicing on a hard floor like hardwood floor, you might want to move over now to a rug if you have one handy. You can bend your knees and pull your knees in towards your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Just make sure your face is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed. Going to hinge forward. Remember, you can come forward with your knees a little bent. You can drop your head all the way down. If you're rounding your spine, if you feel that this is creating any kind of strain in your lower back, I'd like you to bend your knees so that you're looking forward now with a straight back. Either your hands are on the floor, on your ankles, or even up as high as your shins near the knees. We want to have a straight back when we're doing yoga practice. We don't want to round the lower back at all. And then exhale, we'll fold back down again and drop the head all the way down. And then inhale, we'll lift the head, the upper body, the shoulders, all the way back up. Use your breath. And exhale, relax the arms down. Inhale, tip the head up, tip the sitting bones up. And exhale, really try to arch the spine and ground the spine and drop the head. So now, here's a time now where we're asking you to round your spine. It's a nice stretch for the lower back. Then inhale and curve the spine in, create a nice deep arch, tip the head up, the sitting bones up, and then exhale again, round the spine. So you're pulling the abdominals in, you're rounding the spine and dropping the head down. And one more time, we'll inhale and lift the head, arch the spine, look forward. You take the hands down and step the right leg back and step the left leg back. We'll bring both knees down to the floor. Make sure you keep your elbows in close and come down, bringing the chest towards the floor. Inhale and then exhale. Take your hips back down to your heels, point your feet, bring your forehead to the floor. Spread your fingers wide. Lift your elbows up off the floor and sort of stretch out through your shoulders. This is an excellent way to release tension through the neck and the upper back. You can do this posture anytime when you're tired, before bed at night, and this will help to just release a lot of tension from your upper back. You really want to try to relax the shoulders as much as you can. We're going to separate the feet, hip width. Make sure the feet aren't turning out, but they're just straight ahead, directly below your hips. We'll take our hands to our hips. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit and lengthen your spine forward. Let's just stop right here for 1 second. See if you can feel your abdominal muscles. Instead of just letting them hang down and loose, draw the lower belly just a little bit in to support the lower back. And then exhale, come forward even further. Release your hands and grab your big toe with your index, middle finger, and thumb. They wrap around the toes. Then your elbows turn out to the side. Your wrists lift a little bit, and you drop your head down between your arms, down maybe even as far as between your legs, like Maria here. You want to relax the breath. Remember, this posture for beginners is practiced with a little bit of bend in the knees. So this is a very safe way to practice these forward bends. You want to try as much as possible not to be rounding the lower back. So bend your knees if it feels like your lower back is rounding, and let your head drop and let your breath be very calm and steady. We'll just take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, relax the jaw, the face, and the crown of the head. If you're ever feeling stressed in the neck, shoulders, this is an excellent little exercise to relax the tops of the shoulders, the back of the neck. It relaxes the jaw muscles. You can do this sitting on a chair or in plank pose. So we want this to be a straight line as much as possible. Sometimes what happens in this pose is we get a sagging plank. So if you feel any discomfort in your lower back right now, it could mean that you're sinking into your lower back. You need to engage your abdominals and come back up so you're a straight line. From the crown of the head, slight diagonal angle down to the feet, but a straight line. Remember, it's really important to always support the lower back with the abdominals. Taking your hands behind your back and interlacing your fingers. Rolling your shoulders back, squeezing a little bit between the shoulder blades, but reaching up through the crown of the head so we're not scrunching the back of the neck so there's no compression, and breathing deeply. So just take a moment now to just really tune into your breath, to feel the breath move into the upper body, to feel the breath expand and open the chest, and then exhale, we'll release. We're going to lower our bodies down to the floor. We're going to slide then our hands so that they're beside our waist. We're just going to do the preliminary part of this upward dog pose. We're going to draw the elbows in. Find a little squeeze between the shoulder blades that draws the shoulders down and away from the ears. And then from here, we'll experiment with coming up a little bit higher and a little bit higher until we come all the way into upward dog. We want to roll the shoulders back. Press down into the tops of the feet, look forward, and if it feels okay, you can tip your head back just a little bit, but try not to scrunch the neck at the back. Lift your arms and reach up, and exhale, come forward. You can bend your knees, reach for your ankles or your toes. Inhale, and exhale, fold down. In this forward bending posture, we want to be careful not to round the lower back. We want to bend the knees as much as possible to make sure that the lower back isn't bent and the lower belly and the tops of the thighs are making contact. The shoulders should be as relaxed as possible. So you're not trying to pull yourself down, but you're trying to release yourself down through the breath and through relaxation. So try not to pull, but try to focus more on your breathing. Reach down around the outsides of your legs to grab your ankles and bring your feet down to the floor. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. So Rich, if you can move your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. So in fact, your inner heel and outer hip are lined up. You want the edges of your feet to be pretty straight, as much as possible straight. So if you can even step your heel out a little bit more, Rich, like this. That's it. Great. From here, we're going to let go of the ankles and just lift the tailbone up, lift the pelvis up, lengthen the lower back by taking the tailbone towards the knees. And then lower the spine back down. Come down one vertebrae at a time and feel what you're doing. Try Graydon to bring a little bit more attention to your inner legs. Keep your legs just a little bit closer. Your feet come in a little bit. You went a little bit too wide. Rich was a little closer, that's perfect right there. Let's try it again. Lift the pelvis up off the floor. Take the tail towards the knees. So you're lengthening, you're flattening out the lower back, and then come down one vertebrae at a time. You have to use your abdominal muscles to lower down with that kind of control. Then once again, inhale, lift the pelvis up off the floor. Try to come up a little bit higher. And exhale, we're going to roll the shoulders under. You have to kind of roll them under one at a time. You roll onto one, you roll the other one under. You're going to try to reach underneath to interlace your fingers. Keep moving your tailbone towards your knees. And try to lift up between the shoulder blades. Let's pull the knees in towards the chest, and let's just rock on the spine a couple of times back and forth. If you're on a hard surface, definitely you want to be on a rug for this exercise. So if you can move to your rug, do so. If not, just watch. Roll on your spine up and down a few times, all the way. You want to try to roll the whole length of the spine. This is actually really good for you. Sometimes it just takes a few tries to get that momentum happening, so you can roll up, roll back, roll up. Use your breath. Inhale back, exhale up. Use your breath. Keep the breath is the timekeeper. Stay with the breath. If it hurts your spine, you might need a little more padding. That's your gaze on a point, straight ahead in front of you at eye level. Then lift your elbows up. Take your left elbow and cross it over your right. Take your right fingers and bring them to your left palm. Take a breath. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release your arms. Come back down. Bring your elbows back up. Opposite side. We take the right elbow over, the right fingers into the palm. Reach up, take a breath. Inhale. And then exhale, release, and come back down to your side. Let's take the right hand behind the back. We're going to reach across the back in a diagonal line to the opposite shoulder. Then you're going to reach your left arm up, over, and behind. See if you can reach for your fingers. It's not always possible, especially at the beginning. So if it's not possible, like Raphael here, you'll just reach for your t-shirt instead and try to inch your way on your t-shirt. It doesn't matter whether you're a strong, muscular person stretching out or a flexible person stretching. All the benefits of yoga practice will come your way just from doing the practice. Step back with your right leg. You're going to stretch back through your right heel. So we're working here on opening the inner right groin and the top of the right thigh. You should be feeling an awfully nice stretch right now, right underneath and in front of the right groin. Try to emphasize reaching back through the whole heel, the whole leg, pressing back and down through the heel, and try to stay squared in your hips here with your chest a little bit open. We're going to try like this with straight legs. What I've done is I've leaned back a little bit. I'm going to lift up my hips a little, tip my tailbone under, and I'm going to lean back. Inhale, lift. And exhale and come back down. So try it, see what it feels like. Meryl, I think you'd be a little better off if, yeah, exactly. Feet a little further away, that's it. And then lift up, take your tail under, great. Breathe deeply. Good. And then we'll come back down. Excellent. We'll lie down on our backs. Pull our knees in towards our chest. We'll bring the sole of the right foot to the floor. Take your left leg and stretch it straight up. Then interlace your fingers, place them behind your knee or a little lower down. Press your leg back into your hands. So the difference here would be, instead of doing that, to try to pull your leg this way and bend your knee a little bit like this. So instead of going, you think you're going farther this way, you're getting your leg in closer, but it's less of an opening for the hamstring. So instead, take your leg away from your head and press your knee into your hand. Then we'll bend the knee and take the foot to the floor, release your hands. Same thing on the other side. We'll sit on our heels for the next couple of minutes. If you're finding this to be painful under your ankles, the tops of your ankles, if you've been running and you've tightened up the tops of your ankles, that's a really common tendency, really simple solution. All you need is a folded towel roll. You're going to place it under your ankles just like this, and then just a pillow or folded blanket to sit back on your heels with. It makes what can be an incredibly uncomfortable posture all of a sudden incredibly comfortable. This is the type of posture, especially if you're running a lot and your feet are tightening up and you're starting to have knee problems. This posture by itself is extremely therapeutic. It stretches out the quadricep muscles, the tops of the ankles, and all of the feet. So even if you decide to sit just for a couple of minutes like this every day, in a few weeks, it won't hurt at all. It's an incredible thing. If you're still hanging in your forward bending posture, then slowly lift your head, bend your knees a little if you like, come back up to standing. We're going to separate the feet about 3 or 3.5 feet. We'll turn the right foot out 90 degrees and the back foot turns in about 10 degrees. The most important thing about the standing postures as a beginner is to understand the alignment in the feet. The feet in the standing postures represent the foundation of the posture. If the feet are lined up, there's a much better opportunity for stability and balance higher up. This is the alignment for Trikonasana. The inner front heel lines up with the center of the back arch. This is a little broomstick I'm using here, but if you can use your imagination. If you imagine a line being drawn straight back from the inner heel of the front foot, you draw a line and you hook it up with the center of the back arch. If the alignment is wrong in the standing postures, you could possibly be creating a little strain in your lower back or your knee, so make sure you take the time to set it up right. Another important thing for Trikonasana is, if we can demonstrate, Ruth, you hinge out, hyperextending in the leg, where you just drop all your weight into the back knee, the back of the knee of the front leg. What you need to do, if you're hyperextending, if you feel that all the stretch is in the back of the knee, then you need to bend your knee a little bit. It's the tiniest bit. It's the difference between this, bend it back, and then bend a little bit. Pull up the thigh muscle, stabilize the joint by using all the muscles around the joint so that you're not overstretching the ligaments at the back of the knee and not using the big muscle, the quadricep muscles, to support the joint. From here, it will feel like you're doing a lot more work initially. Then inhale, everyone now join in. Inhale, exhale, lengthen from the groin to the armpit, hinge out. If coming to the floor seems too far away, reach for a little stool that you may have nearby, a pile of books, or even the edge of your couch if you're situated the right way in your living room. Then you roll your lower shoulder a little bit under, your upper shoulder back, and let's take 2 long deep breaths. Inhale and exhale, reach out through the crown. Inhale and exhale. Separate the feet hip width apart. Take your hands to your waist. Inhale and exhale. Let's fold forward. Drop the head down. Take your hands, interlace them behind your back. Just roll your shoulders back. Lift your arms up. Take a couple of long, deep breaths. This is a wonderful stretch for the shoulders, for the upper back. It's an invigorating stretch. It's a wonderful stretch to do during the day when you're sitting at your desk and your shoulders are hunching forward and your head is starting to feel a little dull. Now we'll pick up the right foot and we'll turn the knee out to the side. We'll reach down with our hands to grab the ankle. We're going to take the heel of the right foot right to the top of the inner left thigh, right to the very top. You can take your left hand to your hip, and with your right hand, just try drawing that whole right thigh out to the side a little bit. Now apply a little pressure with the right heel into the inner thigh, and with the left thigh, with the left hip, press back into the heel. So you're not releasing and relaxing everything down, but you're actually creating a little resistance with both sides pressing into each other. Try taking both hands to your hip. If it feels okay, or just stay holding onto the wall or to the edge of your couch. Try drawing the tailbone now just slightly down as you draw the lower belly in and up. Relax your shoulders down. Keep your gaze focused and steady. Now bend the right knee. Take the right hand behind you. Press into your right fingers. Actually lean back a little bit. Pull the knee over the front of the body just a little bit on a diagonal line. Then take the outer arm to the outside of the knee. Press into your fingers. Lift up out of your lower belly. Twist to turn to look over the right shoulder. Take a long, deep breath. Inhale. And exhale all the air out. If you bring the soles of the feet together now with your legs stretched out in front of you, pretty far away from you. Like Rich, you could go even further, till about there. Good. Then just reach down with your fingertips to grab your ankles. And then inhale, lift up from your lower belly. And exhale, slowly lengthen the spine forward as you allow it to curl at the very last stage, and you just relax the head down. Take a few long, deep breaths in this posture. This posture opens the hips, releases a lot of tension in the spine. See if you can breathe deeply. Some postures in yoga require a lot of effort. There are some postures that require a lot less effort. They require that you focus more and more internally and become more aware of the breath. Pull your right foot back. Make sure there's a wide palm's width between the inner foot and the inner thigh. Take your left hand beside you. Press it into the floor. Take your right hand forward to reach for your ankle, your foot, or your toe. Take your whole right waist, right ribs, and right shoulder a little bit more forward. It's as if you're trying to bring your right ribs down to your inner left thigh. So you can either stay here in this version of the posture, just like this. This is the beginning version of the posture, just like this. So this is where you stay until you start to feel like you've got the flexibility and you're able to come all the way down like this. Then the second part, to wrap around, is actually the easy part. The hard part is spending the time in the initial stages to develop the flexibility. Once you get down there, then you can just hinge forward just like this. Keep your breath steady and smooth. Don't be impatient if you're practicing here at this level. Just stay with your practice. Remember, you're trying to bring your right shoulders and ribs down to your inner left thigh. So you're trying to get a little twist, and you want to level off both sides of the spine. Then we'll come back up. And we'll release and stretch out through the right leg. So we'll begin all together. We'll just take our fingers around our knees, lean back 45 degrees. You have to really use the abdominal muscles a lot just to do this much. Now I'm going to try taking my hands under my thighs like this, and with a little support here, I'm pressing my legs into my hands, rolling my shoulders back. And I'm going to try to lift and straighten my legs just like this. Claire is going to try to let go of her legs and balance, sitting on her sitting bones, being very strong with the abdominals, keeping the shoulders rolled under. So she's just going to separate her feet hip width apart, bend her knees a bit, take her hands to her thighs. Exhale all the air out, and then draw the abdominals in, back to the spine, and into the rib cage. This is Uddiyana Bandha, and then we'll release. So the next exercise involves that aspect, the drawing in, the contracting, but there's two parts to it. The second part is the letting go and the releasing of the abdominals. So we work in the two extremes, one where we contract and draw in, the other one where we completely release and let go. And that's what creates the massaging action internally. So let's begin by lying down on our bellies. This is a good time to be on a softer surface. So if you've been practicing on a hard floor, if you have a rug nearby, then now's a nice time to move over to your rug. We'll just take the elbows directly below the shoulders, the wrists out in front of the elbows. Just reach out through the crown of your head. So you're not necessarily trying to look forward. You're actually looking forward to a point on the floor ahead of you. Reach out through the base of the skull. And then point your right leg and just lift your right leg up just a few inches. Still keep the right hip and right groin down on the floor. Beginners out there will just practice again with the fingers interlaced like this. You want to challenge yourself a little bit. Try reaching for your big toe like this. And then inhale deeply and exhale. Experiment with extending your leg out straight. You can always practice this posture just like this with your knee bent, your hands under your thigh, your breath steady and smooth. If you have your knee, just reach with your hand. Otherwise, if you have your toe, open it to the side. Take a long deep breath. Inhale, exhale all the air out, then bring it forward again. Let's take our hands under if we have our knee. One breath. Inhale. Exhale, let's release. One more breath. Inhale, and then exhale, release the leg down. That's great. Let's take our legs and we'll just open them out to the side. Bring your fingertips behind you. Press into your fingertips. Draw the lower belly in as you press down into your sitting bones. So you really want to feel the connection with the earth. The sitting bones, the legs are pressing down into the floor. The toes are spreading, the arches are engaged. The chest is rolling back. The crown of the head is lifting. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll experiment here with just taking the fingers forward now. And you'll decide right now whether you want to go any further. If this posture is starting to feel really uncomfortable, if it's too much, then you'll just back up to where you just were here with your hands behind your back. But you can experiment and see. Sometimes you can bring your elbows down to the floor quite comfortably. So try it and see. Go slow and your body will tell you if it's okay to proceed or not. You just listen carefully to the signals that you're receiving. This will develop your skills, your inner awareness skills. You watch carefully and you see how far you can go without hurting yourself. You'll know if your mind becomes agitated, if your breath becomes shallow, or if you find yourself holding your breath, you've gone too far. Then you back it up and you come back to a place where you're comfortable again. Let's now sit with our legs crossed on the floor. This posture is not often an easy one for Westerners. It's very helpful to sit with a little lift under your pelvis. So folded blankets, folded towel. A pillow works if it's not too cushy. If it's one of those pillows that just squish right down, it's kind of useless. So you need a firm surface to sit on. From there, you then just reach behind and pull your sitting bones back a little further. So you're sitting on the front edges of your sitting bones. Just let your thighs fall out to the side and just cross your ankles just like this. If you're feeling loose and comfortable, if you've been practicing yoga for a little while, eventually you'll be able to take your feet into lotus like this. So let's just undo this, Mishi, and show them how you got into it. So it starts like this, and then she takes her upper foot forward and up, and she crosses it over and brings it down onto the thigh. She takes her lower foot under, she holds it from underneath, and she crosses it over. This is called full lotus posture. This is our classic yoga pose. From here, Mishi's going to sit with her straight spine and her hands in Gyan Mudra, the seal of knowledge.